Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we're going to talk about something different than usually. I usually touch up on anything to do with addiction, anything to do with alcohol, anything to do with drugs, anything to do with spirituality, with home life. But today I'm going to talk about 10 reasons an addict might relapse during early recovery. But as usual, I want to do my 16th show out of the 31 promises that I wanted to keep through my next 31 shows. And this book is from Joel Osteen. So today is day 15, otherwise known as show 15, and it reads as follows. I declare that I am a sound mind filled with good thoughts, not thoughts of defeat. That's the positive thinking. By faith, I am well able, I am anointed, I am equipped, I am empowered. My thoughts are guided by God's word every single day. No obstacle can defeat me because my mind is programmed for victory. This is my declaration for show 15 since I started doing 31 promises, which is 31 shows. Today, in fact, is my 261st show, lifetime show. But this is show 15, and I'm going to read it one more time. I declare that I have a sound filled with good thoughts. I'm sorry, let me read that again. I declare that I have a sound mind filled with good thoughts, not thoughts of defeat. By faith, I am well able, I am anointed, I am equipped, I am empowered. My thoughts are guided by God's word every single day. No obstacle can defeat me because my mind is programmed for victory. This is my declaration for show 15, and it's my 15th declaration. As always, before we jump right into our subject for today, I'd like to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point. You can find him at 844-414-8444. You can also go to your website, Google search www.startingpointmn.com. Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point. Who is he? You might be asking. Well, Dr. Luis Gonzalez was my teacher. He was my mentor. I graduated from his educational program on addiction recovery coaching. He made me a master addiction recovery coach. You can do the same if you possess the professionalism, passion, and personality, and you have some sort of addiction background, whether it be your own or maybe helping other people. You can go through his program. He would love to hear from you. Give him a call and tell him that Ralph sent you. 844-414-8444. On the other side of his office, he has exactly what I do, which is an addiction recovery coach. He'll walk with you like I do, 24 hours at a time, today and tomorrow. He will not, like myself, worry about your past. We are not counselors. We are not therapists. What we are motivators. What we are addiction recovery coaches. We're to help you plan your life today and into the future. You already know the answers to all the questions that are lingering in your mind. You just need someone to lift them to the surface, and that's what we are here for. Dr. Luis Gonzalez, like myself, will help you take your life back. Call him, 844-414-8444. You can go to my websites, www.clearviews.info. Clearviews.info has all the 411, all the information you need on addiction recovery. There are many, many videos, many, many articles, many pieces of literature to read. Go www.clearviews.info. My other side, which is my recovery coaching website, is www.clearreform.com. That's CLEARREFORM.com. What does Clear Reform stand for? What does Clear Views stand for? Both my websites start with the word clear. Community Lessons in Power Addiction Recovery. Clear Views, these are the views of doctors, psychologists, whoever else in the professional medical field, including maybe even you. It is information on addiction and drug recovery, living with it, fighting it. That is Clear Views. So those are the views info. Clear Reform is I will help you transform, reform your life from addiction to recovery. And that's what Dr. Luis Gonzalez does too. He will also help you. Both of us together And there are thousands of other coaches that will help you take your life back, but you need to make that first step. You can call me at 844-405-HELP. 844-405-HELP. You can text me 24/7 and I will answer my text. 631-599-0218. You can also email me at clearreform@yahoo.com, CLEARREFORM at yahoo.com. I will get in touch with you. Folks, like I stated in the beginning of this show, today marks the 261st show. Can you imagine how far me and my audience have come since day one? We have been here together step by step, working, watching all these videos, hopefully have helped you in your recovery. So today, in celebration of the 261st show, I want to talk about not getting too cocky just because we've gone this far, because for some of you, you might have just joined us during our journey in this recovery, and you might be new in recovery. So therefore, it's very important that you pay attention to this show, because today we are talking 10 top reasons an addict might relapse during early recovery, and you need to be careful about that. Reason number one, and this is so important, is low self-esteem. Before I read from this article that I have here that gives us the 10 reasons, I want to explain to you how to increase your low self-esteem. It's not merely a magical pill. It starts off with kindness. It starts off with helping other people. It continues in feeling good about yourself and making sure that you reach for your higher power, because without God, you will never, ever, and I mean ever, learn how to fight this addiction and live with it. You need to have God in your corner to provide you continuous support. He is like a support center of your life. We all have support centers for our computers, and we have a mechanic for our car. And when something breaks down, we need to go to either the mechanic if it's our car. If it's a computer, we need to call Gateway or Dell. And if it's the refrigerator, we need to call General Electric. But when things start breaking down in your life, who do you call? Who do you go to? Yes, you can go to your spouse and family, but they are on the same level as you. They are your peers in life. You need to reach to something higher, a higher power, something that has created you in the first place. When you were created perfectly. So now it is time, during your lowest time in life, during the breakdown, the meltdown in your life, that you need to reach out to your higher power, and He will give you a 4-letter word. And that 4-letter word is called hope, because you need to have hope to build up your self-esteem. There is no building up your self-esteem without hope, and that's what you need to do. So let's read what it says. Many times a person had low esteem during their addiction, and then that a lot of times the addiction was brought up because of your low self-esteem. Low esteem and addiction can cause some people to participate in other illegal, harmful activities. Early recovering addicts may still have low esteem and feel like they do not deserve to be clean and sober. God will tell you, you not only deserve it, but He demands that you are clean and sober. You should not intoxicate yourself and escape reality. God will help you live each and every day sober, with a better, happier life. But you need to make that step and reach out to Him. Reason number 2, relationships. This could be a relationship with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband or wife, a family member. It could be a relationship that is so breaking down, it is so crumbling around you. And this is where you have to go to step 1 again, or reason 1. You need to build your relationship with God. At this point, you need to start working with God. Become a partner with God in your future journey in life. Here's what reason number 2 says. If a person meets another person or a recovering addict and starts a relationship in early stages, their relationship may top their own recovery. They may forget that they must take care of themselves and continue to focus on staying clean. Folks, that not continuously 100% of the time focusing on yourself will cause a relapse. There is not 1 minute, not one day that I don't think about recovery, whether it's my own or whether it's your recovery. Because when I do these videos and I do my websites and when I search engines to see what new websites picked up my videos, these are all refresh thoughts into my own recovery. So the relationship, if you're in early recovery right now and you're going to AA or you're in a treatment center, do yourself a favor and try not to get involved in some sort of relationship, not this early. Instead, worry about building your own relationship within yourself and with God first. Downplay. Reason number 3, the person may downplay what is needed in order to surpass early recovery. They might not take it serious and as a result ending relapse. Recovery in the early stages is the most severe time in your life. The first 24 hours, 48, 72, 96, and therefore on. You cannot just sit back and you cannot just think it's just going to go away because you stop drinking, you stop snorting coke or crack. You need to continuously educate yourself. You need to have an action plan. In order to achieve a goal, you need an action plan. The first thing I would do if I was you in your early recovery is have that breakdown between you and your higher power, between you and God. Have that breakdown. Have that one-on-one consultation with Him. Ask Him for guidance. Ask Him for direction. I guarantee you and I promise you He will guide and direct you if you are sincere. These are not just merely words being utilized while you're in treatment center, so that when you're done, it's all done, you think. Or if you're in jail because you're down in the dumps. These actions between you and God have to continue over, day by day, for time to come, forever. People might look at you if you turn to God in the beginning and say, well, look, he's turning to God. What a bunch of you know what. Let them speak, let them say whatever they want, because it is between you and God. Whatever you feel for God, it is between you and Him. Every Christian at one point had to start somewhere. Every Christian. There is nobody that's born as a Christian. Well, let me rephrase that. There are people that are born as Christian, but when they're born, they have to be educated by their parents to become Christians, strong Christians. In order for you to reach to your higher power, people might notice changes and they might make snippets and remarks. That's okay. Let them say whatever they want. It doesn't matter. They are not the ones that are going to walk you through this ordeal. They're not. So don't worry about it. The person may downplay what is needed in order to surpass early recovery. They may not take it serious and as a result end up relapsing into their old addiction. Reason number 4, very important one, almost as important as low self-esteem, direction. You need guidance and directions by, number 1 would be God. Number 1. There's nobody equal to Him. You need guidance and direction by if you're an AA sponsor. You need guidance and direction if you're not an AA and you're utilizing different methods like my methods, by someone who is also in recovery but is further along. Let's see what they say. During treatment and recovery, the addict is often told what to do about their situation and any problems they are having, mainly through words of advice. If the person does not listen to take direction well, they may have an early relapse. Folks, you can listen to all the words of advice from people. You can, but you need to have right here in your chest, you need to have the strength and the willpower for change in life. By you just saying, today is the day that I'm changing, it is not merely going to happen without the willpower to do so. I had a conversation recently with somebody and we spoke And I said to this person, I will tell you, any person can get past drug and alcohol addiction two ways. Number one is to include your higher power, to include God. And the second way, and this is important besides God, is you have to have the strong will to do it. It's all in here. That's all it is. What controls this are desires, cravings, bad thoughts. But if you put your mind through here, in here, and say, I am not going to give in to alcohol and drugs anymore, it will happen. For example, when I went into the Marine Corps and I got off the bus at Parris Island, South Carolina, I said to myself, what am I, crazy? What did I get myself into? This is nuts. But I made a commitment to myself that no matter what, no matter how hard, no matter what it would take, I will make it through boot camp. Boot camp has a ratio of about 2/3 not making it through the first time. Not only did I make it through the first time, I made it through as a lay reader, which is like a coach. I was the liaison between the recruits and the chaplain. I was the mouthpiece for the recruits and the mouthpiece for the chaplain. When recruits have issues, physical, mental, spiritual issues, they would come to me and I would go to the chaplain. But because I made my mind up while I was on those footsteps off the bus, Parris Island, South Carolina, and I said, I will do this no matter how hard and what it would take on my end. I did it, and I did it with flying colors. And that is compared to sobriety. If you truly want to beat your addiction, it is right here and right in heaven. Those two in combination, you will succeed with no problems whatsoever. Number 5. Did we read number 4 yet? No, number 4 was direction, so let me read it. During treatment and recovery, the addict is often told to do or what to do about their situation and any problems they are having, mainly through words of advice. If the person does not listen or take direction well, they might have an early relapse. Number 5 is priority. It is important to take addiction seriously, even during early recovery. Therefore, a person must make their recovery the most important thing. Recovery. And the most important thing includes God, because recovery and God go hand in hand. They're a team. A relapse can happen when a person spends most of their time focusing on other things in their daily life and not their addiction. Folks, you can still function, and I am the template for this. You can still function as a normal human with your job, with your daily activities, and still constantly, consistently worry about your addiction and your recovery. For example, my days are about anywhere from 12 to 18 hours a day, somewhere around there. And that's in combination of my addiction recovery, in combination of my shows, in combination of my job. I deal with patients globally, daily, talking to them, whether it's through the phone, whether it's through a chat line, whether it's on the internet, worrying about their eyes and their glasses. And yet, in the back of my mind, daily, hourly, secondly, I think about us, you and me. I think about our quest in fighting our addiction. I think about how my next show will impact you. I think about how today's show is going to turn out. I think about how am I going to prepare my show. Thank God I have a producer, my wife, that helps me throughout all these things. But together, I go through my days multifaceted. And that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that your addiction is part of your daily activity. When I say make sure, I mean educate, action plan, goals, reading material, sponsorship, treatment. These are all things that have to be included in your recovery daily. Number 6 is feelings. Many addictions start because of bad feelings that a person is having. Folks, I will tell you, every time I got caught, and when I say caught, not like a child caught stealing, but every time I got caught drunk, blacked out, hungover, I made a commitment to myself. Oh, gotta stop drinking today, because maybe that'll appease the people around me. If I tell them that's it, I'm done, that will maybe shut them up. But don't quit drinking or drugging for anyone but yourself. It's not going to work. It is merely not going to work because today your husband and your wife said they're going to leave you if you don't stop drinking. Sure, you can say you're going to stop, but deep down inside, eventually, you will crave the alcohol, you will crave the drugs again, and you will continue doing. You need to stop because you realize you have a problem, that you have a disease. Let's see what it says. Let me just turn this down a little, okay, folks? It's awfully loud. Okay. Many addictions start because of bad feelings that a person was having. If a person is unable to manage or correct these feelings, they may still have them during early recovery, and that will cause a relapse. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else. It's never, ever going to work. That's why it's called rock bottom, because when you do hit rock bottom, that is the sign that it's done. You are finished. Reason number 7, change. Recovering addicts in early stages may forget that recovery is not only about going to meetings and talking to other people. A person must put a lot of work to change themselves on the inside too. How true that is. That is why I called my coaching website Clear Reform. Reform is to transform. Transform is to change. You not only change your drinking and your drugging habits, but you need to change yourself, your spiritual thinking, your kindness needs to change. And if it's always been good, great, then that doesn't need change. But you as a human need to change. You need to become a full balanced human, because as an alcoholic or addicted person to drugs, you're kind of crumbling. There are bits and pieces falling off the foundation of you. You need to pour that concrete back in and make it a sturdy foundation, and that's where the change comes in here. Reason number 8 is help. A person may not want to ask for help when it is needed. They may be scared, ashamed, or too proud. As a result, they may come up with their own strategies on how to prevent relapse from happening, and this can easily cause them to fall back into addiction. Folks, many times people are amazed how transparent I am about my addiction. What does that mean? Well, I am not ashamed to tell you right now that I am an alcoholic. I have not had a drop of alcohol for almost a year and a half, but I am still an alcoholic. I have a disease. The difference is that I am fighting and living with it through the grace of God and through the grace of my method. That's how that works. I am not afraid to share my stories. That's why my other website, or both my websites, start with the word clear. Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. Community lessons. Your lessons and my lessons and my neighbor's lessons and somebody in Taiwan's lessons. Empower gives us addiction recovery information. I am not ashamed to tell you right now, yes, I'm an alcoholic, but here is the good news. I have not had a drop of alcohol in almost a year and a half through the grace of God and through my method. You need to open up to people and ask for help. Number 9, acceptance. If an addict during early recovery has not fully accepted their addiction, they may easily find a reason to or excuse to use. That is what we talked about, is the when you hit rock bottom and you're finally saying you have a disease that is uncontrollable by you alone. That disease needs to be controlled by 2 facets: God and some sort of addiction method treatment. AA, treatment center, rehab center, my methods, it doesn't matter. But those 2 have to come together, head and head, and make you a well-balanced person again. If an addict during early recovery has not fully accepted their addiction, they may easily find an excuse to use again. I had 6 or 7 relapses until I finally hit rock bottom, and that was it then. I was done. Reason number 10, laziness. A recovering addict may become lazy when dealing with their addiction and their recovery. They may go to a few meetings here and there, think about what they learned in treatment only when they feel like it, and do not take any further steps to remain clean and sober. Again, you're camouflaging the real issue, which is you have a problem that needs to be addressed 24/7, and there is no shortcuts. There really is no shortcuts. It's either you accept that you have a problem and you learn to deal with it, or you go back to your old ways, to the ways that have caused your life to crumble financially, physically, possibly, mentally, possibly, spiritually. You need to buckle on down. And Carrie Underwood said this very clearly in her song. You need to let Jesus take the wheel in your car of life. Reasons become obstacles that must be overcome. All these reasons are obstacles that can occur during early recovery. If they are left unattended, they can become the perfect ingredients for relapse. During treatment, counselors will teach addicts what to do when these obstacles do happen. All of them can overcome through the right support, mental mindness, and any tools learned in rehab or treatment. To be able to overcome all these reasons for relapsing during early recovery, a person must be able to start a whole new way of life and thinking. This means to think differently, try to become more positive. Not try, you need to become more positive, and put effort into staying clean and sober. You need to do more than put an effort. You need to make that your goal in life. Second to nothing at all. And you need to not try to become positive, you need to become positive. With the grace of God and support around you, you can and will conquer this. It takes willpower. Staying clean takes a lot of willpower, and it is very hard for a person not to give up. There are times where you will be tempted. It took me a long time to be able to go to any liquor shop to do my lottery. Every once in a while in the beginning, my first couple trips to the liquor shop, I'd kind of, roll my eyes and glance over to the shelves and see what used to be my best friend. Yes, my little best friends were sitting on the shelf calling my name. Smirnoff vodkas were just sitting there, almost like the elf on the shelf, just sitting there waiting and calling my name. And yes, I looked at it, but here is the willpower. Very easily, I could have just taken one and said, nobody will know one. But no, that shot of vodka is the apple in Adam and Eve. And you know the outcome of that. Let's see. It is important for a person to reach out to other recovering addicts. Reach out to me, 631-599-0218. Counselors, family, friends, and other kind of support that they can get help and guidance. In doing so, they may receive valuable advice and support, and this can help them build up their own willpower. This alone can help prevent relapse during early recovery, or relapse anytime, folks. I did this segment because I do realize that there are a few of us that are out in my audience that might be in early recovery. There are also some that haven't even taken that leap yet. But for the ones in early recovery, there are these 10 reasons that you need to be most aware that might cause a relapse. There are many other triggers and stressors, but these are the 10 top ones. Low self-esteem. Start building up your self-esteem by reaching out to God. I'm telling you, it works. Start building up your self-esteem by helping others. I'm telling you, it works. Relationship. Try to avoid, if you're in early recovery and you lost your old relationship, maybe that's why you're in recovery now, to jump into another relationship. Try to avoid that. Make your recovery number one. Build a relationship with your recovery and God, and then you can work on the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife relationships. Downplay. You cannot downplay the fact that you have a disease, especially in early recovery, because you will become so cocky, you'll forget everything I'm telling you right now. Direction. You need to make sure that you are not only going the right direction. There's a fork in the road. There's addiction and recovery. You need to make sure you go to recovery direction constantly. But more importantly, you need to reach out for guidance and direction, and that is through the grace of God. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, folks. Some people might look at you and say, well, what? You became a holy, roly-poly, or whatever they say. And the reason I'm hesitating about this, because I got to word this properly. It is very important to include God in your recovery. I don't know how else to stress this, but to say that it's the most important aspect. Because when you reach to God, He will help not only during your recovery, but for the rest of your life. But more importantly, He will help rebuild and reshape your life. And for those naysayers that are out there, and believe me, I do run into them for myself, that think that you substituted your alcohol for God, let them. Because you know what? God cannot have you get behind the wheel and kill somebody while you're drunk. God cannot have you cause a blackout like alcohol can. God cannot have you beat somebody up like alcohol can. Do you see? So if people want to say, well, you became a holy roly, you substituted your alcohol for God, so be it. It is none of their business, your relationship between you and God. Those judgmental people need to reach out to God themselves. So it is very important that you seek Him for direction. I can't emphasize this anymore. I really can't. I was one of those naysayers for years that laughed, ridiculed people for saying, oh, we need to pray about going on a trip, or we need to pray about getting our bills paid. I used to be one of those people laughing, so I know from experience. I am a person that now, since I started recovery, have realized that I can't handle my life alone, and I needed to reach out to God. You cannot reach out to a peer. A peer would be a human. There is no counselor, no therapist, no coach like me that can help you like God can help you. And that's all I really have to say about that. It is so important that you don't care what people might say if you reach out to God. Okay? You need to make priority number 5 on this list. You need to take this so seriously, as serious as a heart attack, is what people say. Feelings. You are going to get mixed feelings during recovery. You might get feelings of depression, feelings of desire, temptation. Nip them in the bud. When you start feeling anything, reach out to God again. During the early stages, you need to start working on change. Not change on what goes into your nose only or what goes down your throat. Change what's in your heart and in your mind. Number 8, help. A person may not want help, but you do need help. You need a support system, and that's between you and God. That's your support system. And then on a peer level, you also need support. You need an addiction recovery center, a rehab center, AA. You need to reach out to people like me, coaches. Some people might need to go to counseling or therapy, but you need help. Acceptance, number 9. You need to accept the fact that you have a disease. And the minute you don't want to do that is the minute you will relapse. I sit here humbly before you to tell you I am an alcoholic. I am not ashamed of it. As much as I wouldn't be ashamed if I had cancer to tell you that. As much as I wouldn't be ashamed if I lost a leg to tell you that. Alcoholism, drug addiction are diseases, but they're diseases that cannot be cured but can be lived with. Laziness. You can never ever put your guard down during your recovery. Don't just sit back and say, oh, well, I got this licked. I'm 6 months in, no problem. Let me go out there now and tell everybody I'm fine. Don't put your guard down. You need to today continue working on your recovery, and tomorrow and next week, like I am. I do these videos every single day except for Thursdays and Sundays. And part of doing these is not just giving you the message. It is to prepare for these shows. It is to finish editing these shows hour after hour, day after day. A lot of time and money go into these shows. But the end result is this: sobriety. The end result is a better human within me. I reach to teach is a very important message. This is the way I can reach you, and I'm trying to teach you my method. I'm trying to teach you what I have learned down my road of recovery. And as a soldier of God, I reach to preach. I don't over preach because it is up to you to accept God in your own way. But it is my job as a soldier of God to make sure that you are aware that He can and will help you with your acceptance. That's all you need to do. Let today, December 4th, 2014, be the first day of your rest of the life. Whether you're a veteran in recovery, whether you're a novice, or you're just beginning. These reasons, these top reasons that you might have a relapse apply to you. They apply to me. I can never put my guard down for any of these reasons, nor will I. Go to Google, go to Dogpile, go to any search engine, type in Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs, and watch any one of my videos. There are at least 15 other websites that are carrying some, if not one, some of my videos out there for educational, entertainment purpose. I hope more educational, because I don't find anything entertaining other than maybe me mispronouncing words and it sounds ridiculous. One of my videos, which was about neuropathy, made the World News website, and they put it on there. That made me feel good because I feel that I am going somewhere with this. And where do I want to end up is in your living room, in your kitchen, into wherever you might be watching. I want to end up there for only one reason: to help you. Because when I help you, I help me. I really do. It is us as a team together. We are all in this together. Just remember this, folks. You never chose to become an alcoholic or addicted to drugs. Alcohol and drugs, they are poison, they're the devil, they consume the human. And the only way to conquer the devil is through the power of Christ. He, with your acceptance, will go with the devil head on and defeat the devil. But it starts with you. Let him help you take your life back. And I will also assist God to help you take your life back. Remember, a sober today, I guarantee you, will give you a better tomorrow. If you let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, you will get nothing but positive results. All those negative people that are out there that might be telling you that you're no good and you're worth nothing and you became a holy roly and there's no hope for you, wrong. Shame on them for saying that to you. I'm here to tell you that you are special the way you are. With or without alcoholism, you are still a human and you're a good human. But I'm also here to tell you that no matter what your situation is, with the power of Christ, it can be changed. But it starts with you. Reach out to me, 844-405 and help. 844-405-HELP. Text me, 631-599-0218. I need each and every one of you guys that have a story to tell me, whether it's your addiction or a family member or anyone else, to reach out and let me know. I will do an interview via telephone with you and then put it on one of my shows. You don't have to show your face or give your name. I just need the story. because your story can help someone else. Your story might plant a seed of somebody finding hope in life. I need real people like you to give me real stories like yours. Call me 844-405-HELP or text me 631-599-0218. And please, folks, the weekend is becoming upon us. Football is Sunday. Try to have a sober weekend, and I guarantee you will start next week on Monday with a better week. May God bless you, and I hope and I pray you have a sober weekend. Take care.